Men of Reddit, what do women just not get? Sometimes I want to do nothing, and am not grumpy. I don't need to talk. I just want to sit here and do nothing for a bit. That I like intimacy too. I want to be hugged. I want to be complimented. And I don't want it to feel conditional because nearly everything in my life already is. Sometimes doing nothing is doing something. That I need a transition period when I'm done with work for the day and don't immediately want to talk about my day. I am not angry, there is just nothing worth talking about at the moment. You can get hard and not be aroused, and you can be soft and be aroused. From my experience thinking about nothing, sometimes I like to just sit out on my deck in a nice chair, zone out, and have no thoughts. Ask us out. We do not like rejection either. It happens. I think people are pretty aware of it by this point, but the impact of a compliment, especially from a woman, goes a long way for men. I'm happily married and went to a bachelorette party for my brother-in-law and his bride-to-be. Everyone just partying, having a good time. I'm sober by choice and was just vibing as everyone drinks and smokes around me. As the sober one, I take care of things others don't remember to or are too drunk to. Making sure the food doesn't burn, cleaning the spills, whatever. And I'm happy to do it. Randomly, enjoying myself and playing some party games with everyone. A friend of the bride says only to me, "You're just a genuinely nice person." That's rare and great. I remember that 1-2 second interaction as clearly as my wedding day or graduating from college. How damaging it is when we open up, be vulnerable to you, and you later use that against us when you are angry. That some of us can be total brick walls when it comes to getting hints. Look, unless you bluntly tell me what you want, I'm not gonna catch onto it, since I'm assuming it either doesn't have any meaning or you were just joking. Doesn't count for all men, of course, but sittle. Having testicular cancer and non-stop hearing jokes and intrusive questions about having one ball and it being normal. Imagine making jokes about a girl who had her breast removed from cancer and your first thought is it's acceptable to make a house righty. Or did they have to cut your boob open and suck it out? All things that were asked to me, without ever hearing "wow, that's horrible" or any sympathy. Haha, edit. It was back in 2014. When I was 24, I'm all good and in remission for years. And the jokes are fine now when I make them all the time, haha. But when you are going through it, some nice words always help, lol. We can't read your mind. The best way to get something you want or need from us is to just tell us with words. I don't want to go into great detail about everything. When I say no to having sex, it is not some slight against you. It is not an excuse to start guilting me, saying I don't find you attractive anymore, and give me the cold shoulder. It means I don't want to have sex, I'm probably fucking tired. Also, if I tell you not to do something in bed, and you do it anyway, after I've told you no, then I'm definitely not going to be happy with you. Most partners I've had besides one, I have had to have the consent conversation with after they've crossed the line, and every time they've found it an insult that I could even begin to think they weren't respecting my consent. The hungrier I get, the lower my standards. Women don't have that. They'll be starving saying they don't know what they want. Meanwhile, I'll eat literally anything edible near me at a certain point. That men are also on a tightrope between a rock and a hard place. And if we talk about it, some both male and female people will tell us to man up. And if we don't talk about it, we'll be accused of both toxic masculinity and not being strong enough to be vulnerable. We're not mad at you, we just need a minute. Just be confident does not track. It's like saying just don't think about it to a person with anxiety. Playing hard to get makes you impossible to want.